Hey, Mom. Are you okay? Dad's funeral's about to start. Where are you?
Oh my, I didn't realize the time.
Please, get over here as soon as you can. We can't start without you. While Dad was sick, I took care of him the whole time. So at least help out now that he's gone. It's the least you can do, Mom.
All right, hold your horses. You're always so impatient. Sandy, pick up, would you? Where did you disappear to? I said I wanted to talk to you after the funeral. Why didn't you wait for me?
I just took Uncle Frank to the airport. They just boarded the flight back home. I just got back to the parking lot. I'll be back in about an hour.
An hour, huh? Why didn't you just wait until later in the evening?
They already have reserved their tickets. May take more than an hour if traffic piles up.
Well, that's way too long. I was going to tell you in person, but let's get it over with right here online.
Huh? What's this about?
I want you out of the house ASAP.
Excuse me? You're kicking me out of my own home? Dad passed away, for God's sake.
Yeah, okay. Take a few days to mourn then, but I want you out by the end of the month.
Seems a bit sudden. Can you explain why? I mean, the timing and all. Nobody to take care of Dad anymore, so you kick me out?
Yeah, well, you're certainly not the brightest bulb of the lot, so I suppose I have to explain it all to you in the simplest of terms. First off, I want you to reject all claims to your father's inheritance.
Dad's inheritance? Do we really have to talk about that now? Shouldn't we hold off on that for now? I mean, in respect to Dad, now's not the time, Mom.
We're family, so I don't think all that matters. Your father is gone, and we no longer need a nurse to take care of him.
So, you want me to give up all claims to Dad's inheritance and just leave, is that it?
That's right. You have no job, so you took it on yourself to look after your father as a nurse for the sole purpose of gaining an upper hand when it comes to splitting the inheritance. Well, sorry to break this to you, but that's not going to happen.
Wait. Are you saying I'm unemployed?
Yeah, you were constantly going on about how it was so hard taking care of your father that you had no time for work. I knew what you were scheming all this time. I bet you were hoping to just keep on living here rent-free. But no way that's going to happen. Just refuse any claim to the inheritance and get out of the house by the end of the month.
This is too much to contemplate right now. We can talk later after I get home.
Pardon me?
Mom, you're acting as if you've achieved some kind of decisive victory or something, but I get to stay at least till the end of the month, right? You do realize that it takes time to do all the paperwork for this inheritance stuff. We can't just talk about it over a line and be done with it. It's more complicated than that, and it takes time.
Well, yes, I suppose so.
Okay then, I'm on my way back right now. Hey Dave, thanks for coming to my father's funeral today.
Sandy, you must be tired from all the hard work today.
Sorry about this. Why is it that we only meet on such occasions? We really should date under different circumstances, lol.
Don't worry about it. I knew what I was getting into when I started going out with you. So, does this mean we're over the hard part and things will be normal going forward?
Yes, I suppose so.
What do you plan to do from now on? I know you don't want to go and live with your mom.
Yes, as I mentioned before, she's really not my mom. She's my stepmom. Dad married her like 10 or 12 years ago. I just call her mom out of courtesy.
So does that mean you have to start looking for a place to live?
Yeah, that's why I contacted you. My stepmom, wants me out of the house by the end of the month.
Not serious, really?
She also wants me to refuse all claim to my father's inheritance.
For real? What kind of person is she? Your father just passed away, for Pete's sake. You took care of your dad for almost 10 years. She didn't lift a finger to help, and she has the gall to make such demands?
Yeah, well, I really don't care about that. I was always planning to move out anyway. As a matter of fact, I was making preparations to move all these years. And about the inheritance, I never expected to receive anything.
Yeah, you told me, but to believe it yourself and to have someone say to your face, I don't know, it just doesn't seem right.
Don't worry about it. It's all good.
All good? You make it sound so simple.
That aside, I contacted you for a little advice. I know you work in real estate, so I figured you would be the best person to talk to.
Yeah, my advice on real estate.
Yeah, we can talk more about it when we meet up. Do you have some time this week?
Yeah, sure, no problem. I'll keep my evenings open, so when you have time, give me a holler and we can meet up.
Right. Thanks, Dave.
Hey, Sandy, I know you're seeing this. It's the last day of the month. Are you all packed and ready to move out? You better be. It would be great if you could move out today.
Oh, hey, Mom. Yeah, I was gonna leave later this afternoon.
I know you're well aware of the situation, but just so you are crystal clear about it, the entire inheritance, it all belongs to me. You do understand that, right?
We did all the paperwork together, remember? I wish you would quit reminding me about it every time we talk. Also, I don't plan on coming back to this house ever again.
Oh, yeah? Well, that's good to hear. I'm surprised you were able to move out on such short notice. Did you find a live-in job or something? Bet it's some sort of live-in maid or nursing job. I guess that's all you're good for.
The moving people are going to get here pretty soon, so I better get ready. Yeah, I'm going to take Dad's ashes. I hope that's okay.
Yeah, whatever. You're not going to ask me to help you move now, are you? Sorry, but I don't have the time. Your father left me a little play money, so I think I will go have a little fun downtown. LOL. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I have reverted to my maiden name, so I have zero connections to your family and relatives. We are total strangers now, just so you know, LOL. You are no longer my daughter, just a stranger.
Oh, okay. No problem.
If you have any financial problems in the future, I don't want you coming to me for help.
Yeah, I get it. Buzz, buzz.
Sandy, what's this about? They told me they are going to sell this house and they want me out of it ASAP? What the hell is going on? This is my house. Nobody can kick me out.
Hello, Mom. Helen. It's been a while.
Excuse me?
It is Helen, right? We're not related or anything. Seems weird calling you Mom. Do you have a problem moving out of that house?
Of course there's a problem. Why do I have to move out of my own house, for God's sake?
But you submitted those papers. You reverted to your maiden name, and you have nothing to do with our family anymore, right?
But I inherited all of your father's inheritance. Nobody can demand that I move out of this house. This house is mine.
That's strange. That can't be right. That house has been in my name for the past 8 years. I own the deed to that house.
Wait, what did you just say?
It was about the time that my father's health deteriorated and he would need care for years to come. My income at the time was pretty stable, so Dad had the deed to the house put in my name.
Pardon me?
I recall we talked about this with the lawyers present years ago.
Are you nuts? You're not employed.
I'm surprised you didn't know, actually. I am employed. Self-employed, that is. I'm a writer.
A writer? What are you talking about?
I don't want to brag or anything, but I have royalty payments, enough to live on. Making monthly payments is actually not a problem.
Royalty payments?
It was hard being a writer and also taking care of my dad, but by the time Dad needed regular care, my royalty payments were quite substantial, and so it wasn't such a burden. It wasn't easy, don't get me wrong, but I made it through those years.
Are you serious?
What I really wanted to talk about is the house. If you plan on living there, well, you're gonna have to start paying rent. If that's what you want, we need to drop some paperwork, lease agreement and all.
Pay rent? How much is rent?
I talked to a local real estate agent, and he told me the average rent for that area is about $2,000 a month.
Are you serious? $2,000? I can't pay that much. I checked his bank account, my inheritance, and there was only $20,000 in there. I was expecting 10 times as much. What a total letdown.
Oh, now I remember. When we were all talking with the lawyer, you were only half listening to his explanation. I recall the lawyer saying it was only about $20,000.
My mind was somewhere else at the time. I was set on buying this one collector's item I was eyeing for a long time. I couldn't believe that he only had $20,000 in his account. What's going on?
Well, you have to consider that I nursed him for 10 years. I mean, all that adds up, you know. My dad worked his way up to a district manager, but was forced to retire when he got sick. All his nursing care was paid for using his savings. That also paid for your living expenses. You were a housewife all those years, so no income.
Excuse me? No wonder there was only $20,000 left in his account. That can't be right. So, that's all that's left?
All I can say is, you better make that $20,000 last as long as possible, or find a job ASAP. I mean, you're still in your 40s. You could find a job quite easily at your age.
I used all that up already. That was gone as soon as I got hold of it.
Excuse me? You spent it already?
Yeah, I bought some nice bags and went on that trip last week. Plus, I went out on the town a few times. I had no idea that I only had $20,000. I used my credit card without thinking, and when I realized it, I was overdrawn. My card was rejected.
Oh, I see.
What the hell am I going to do from now on?
All I'm asking is that you move out of that house, that's all. I don't recall you ever acting like my mother.
Pardon me?
When I was in school, you never gave me any allowance. I made do with my part-time job at the library. As for meals, like dinner, it was me or my father that prepared it practically every night. And you know what? I don't recall one time you ever cooked for us. I did all the house chores too, like the laundry, and I even mowed the lawn in the summer. And what's more, you never bothered to take care of my dad all those years. After all, these years of doing nothing, can you still call yourself my mother? It was me that held this family together, if I can even call it a family.
Sandy, can we talk about this? I mean, after all.
The lease runs out at the end of the month, so I suggest you start packing, unless you want to rent the place.
Oh, I have an idea. Let me live with you until I work things out. We are family. It's the least you can do. What do you say?
I'm sorry, that's impossible.
Excuse me? Why?
Well, because I'm living with my boyfriend now.
A boyfriend? Are you serious? When did you get a boyfriend?
I better get going. I have a lot to do today.
Wait, Sandy, let's talk this through. I have nowhere to go. I don't even have a hometown or relatives to go back to. Sandy, are you still there? Are you serious? Did you already block me? Please, Sandy, help me out here.
My dad saw all this coming and urged me to use his savings as I saw fit. My stepmom continued to stay at the house, thinking she had the right. But once she learned from our lawyer that she was illegally trespassing on private property and she'd be charged with a crime, she got out of there pretty quickly. I heard she found a live-in job somewhere out of state. But all those years of living off my father and not working, things apparently didn't go so smoothly. On the first day of her job, she came in late and continued to do so numerous times afterwards. She certainly didn't make any friends. On the other hand, she couldn't understand why she was being shunned. I can't imagine the stress she's going through. But what makes it even worse is that she borrowed money from some disreputable sources, and I hear she's in really hot water.